Welcome top news today.
More than half of Americans are uninterested in keeping President Trump around for a second term, according to a new poll. But to be fair, considering his historically low approval ratings, this is not that surprising. But what is surprising is who Americans want as the next president, and who they don't. A recent Quinnipiac poll says that more Americans would vote for former Vice President Joe Biden than Trump. It certainly would be a landslide when 48% of respondents said they'd pick Biden, while 44% said they'd elect the president for a second term. Biden has not ruled out running in 2020 after opting not to enter the race in 2016, citing the death of his son Beau Biden and a need to focus on family. But if elected, Biden would be 78 years old when entering the White House. The former vice president ranks at number 2 behind Sen. Bernie Sanders IVT on the FIX's list of top 2020 contenders. While Biden is no. 2 on the list, it's not as firmly as before after a recent spate of sexual harassment allegations against politicians and the re-evaluation of past allegations put Biden's handling of the Clarence Thomas confirmation hearings back in the spotlight, Aaron Blake reported. And speaking of the Me Too movement, the buzz around Oprah Winfrey after her campaign-style speech during the Golden Globes confirmed that she would beat the president. According to the poll, she would get 52% of the vote to Trump's 39%. But 66% of respondents said electing a celebrity as president is a bad idea. One particular lawmaker who is considered a frontrunner by many liberals would not appear to have the support needed to beat Trump-Sanders. When asked whether they'd be inclined to vote for Sanders over Trump, 55% of those surveyed said no. It has become a common argument on the left when lamenting Trump that had Sanders been the Democratic nominee over Hillary Clinton, he would have attracted enough support to beat Trump. The argument is that liberals who did not back Clinton would have voted for Sanders, along with some of the white working-class voters and men who ultimately chose Trump. However, this most recent poll suggests that would not be the case today. The poll also revealed potential support for Sen. Kirsten Gillibrand, the lawmaker from New York who holds Clinton's former seat in the Senate. When asked whether they would be inclined to vote for Gillibrand, 49% of Americans said no, while only 13% said yes. Gillibrand's name has been thrown around as a possible 2020 candidate and has attracted quite a bit of attention recently for public stances on sexual misconduct. She helped lead the call for former Senator Al Franken to resign following allegations of sexual misconduct, and even said former President Bill Clinton should have resigned, which sent shockwaves through Democratic circles. Gillibrand has also spoken out in support of single-payer health care, a policy Sanders pushed during the 2016 campaign. The survey did not poll Americans on other hypothetical 2020 candidates, including Sen. Cory Booker D.N.J. or Sen. Kamala D. Harris D. Caliph. But what is clear is that more than half of Americans seem uninterested in allowing Trump to remain in the White House for another term. In a question in which no opponent is named, 62% of respondents said that they would not be inclined to vote for Trump, 34% said they would. President Donald Trump can't seem to improve his approval rating, perhaps because of the troubling fact that half of the voters we spoke to think he is mentally unstable, said Tim Malloy, assistant director of the Quinnipiac University poll. The president is a divider, not a uniter, say an overwhelming number of voters, an assessment made even more disturbing by his perceived lack of respect for people of color.